to 10. A beautiful story there. Let me read it for you. Chapter 28, beginning with verse 7. In the same quarters were possessions of the chief man of the island, whose name was Publius, who received us and lodged us 3 days courteously. And it came to pass that the father of Publius lay sick of a fever and of a bloody flux, bacillary dysentery, and cholera. That's exactly what it was, a bloody flux, to whom Paul entered in and prayed and laid his hands upon him and healed him. My own daughter, Brenda, when she was 7 years old and a very tiny little blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl, she never did grow taller than 4'10". She was a tiny little girl at 7 years old. I was out of the city of Bangkok traveling, and along about noon, she looked at her mother. They were having a little shopping trip on Saturday and getting a few groceries in the market. She said, "Mommy, I'm sick." And in 1 hour, Brenda was unconscious. Her eyes had rolled back into her head. They had carried her to the hospital, and the nurse comment was, "Oh God." They packed her in ice. They put her in a wooden box and completely covered her with ice. They put glucose in both arms. They were giving her water in both arms. Her fever was so high that she was dehydrating so quickly that in just a few hours she lost 12 pounds of weight. They were struggling for her very life. She was unconscious. My wife was alone. And my wife put her head down on that box and said, "God, this is the only child I have. Please burden someone to pray the prayer of faith for my child. Don't take my child." And halfway around the world, a man by the name of William Elliott, a brand new convert, had only been in the church 6 months, believe it or not, had been a part of a motorcycle gang, rough as they come. But he was genuinely converted, genuinely filled with the Holy Ghost. Today he is one of our pastors and preachers. Went to his pastor, Brother Moore. He was quickened in prayer. He said, "Do we have missionaries in Thailand?" Brother Moore said, "Yes." He said, "Do they have a little blonde-headed girl?" He said, "Yes. That is Brother and Sister Cole. They have a little girl named Brenda." He said, "There is something wrong with that child." And Brother Moore and Brother Elliott prayed until they touched God. And long in the night, my little girl's eyes opened up, and she became conscious, and her temperature dropped to normal very quickly. And she said to my wife, "You must be very tired. Lay your head down here on me and go to sleep." Well, my little girl was so weakened by all of that, she did not leave the hospital until 2 weeks later. And the doctor said to my wife, "Mrs. Cole, your daughter had bacillary dysentery. 9 out of 10 children that come into this hospital with bacillary dysentery are dead within 24 hours. Surely God has intervened for her life." And long about that time, we got a letter from Brother Moore describing the situation. We calculated the time, and at the hour that her fever dropped was the hour that they prayed. God is alive today He's still performing great miracles among us if we can only believe. If we can only believe. God is still pouring out his Spirit upon us.